Are you thinking about moving to Colorado Springs, Colorado? Well, before you pack your bags, let's talk about the biggest pros and cons that you need to know before moving to this beautiful city. My name is Emily Hogg, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Colorado Springs. And on this channel, we talk about everything you need to know about living in this beautiful city. So we're going to be covering some neighborhood tours, market updates, and then scattering in whatever else you might need to know when you are making the decision to move here. If you like this video and would like to see some similar content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so that you can see all of our upcoming videos. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a disclaimer because I did grow up in Woodland Park, which is just about 30 minutes west of Colorado Springs up towards Pikes Peak. So I am a little bit biased, and I do just have the nostalgia of this area and think it is the most beautiful place in the world. With that said, let's get into some of the things that I hear my clients saying are the biggest draws and setbacks of moving to the city. The biggest one is obviously going to be the scenery and the outdoor lifestyle. Colorado Springs sits right at the base of Pikes Peak, and with that comes a lot of beautiful mountain views. Anywhere you're at in the city, you can pretty much see Pikes Peak. Now, that is a huge benefit, as opposed to Denver, where if you end up on the east side, you're really not going to feel like you're in the mountains. Whether you love hiking, biking, skiing, rock climbing, just sitting on your patio and enjoying some fresh air, you can pretty much find it here in Colorado Springs. There's also a strong community feel, and it's known to being very family friendly, so that is a big draw. Some of the best outdoor spots include Garden of the Gods, Red Rocks Canyon, and Cheyenne Mountain State Park, as well as a plethora of different hikes that you will find throughout the city, and the further you go up towards Pikes Peak or the Woodland Park area. Now, if you're looking for a ski town, this is not going to be it, but you are going to be able to get to pretty much all of the biggest, well-known, popular ski resorts within about 2 to 3 hours. So you're looking at a day trip, really, and that's very doable. Now, our number 2 pro of living in Colorado Springs is that it is way more affordable than Denver. A lot of people, once they've kind of set their minds on Colorado, it tends to be a conversation of Denver or Colorado Springs. Denver, you're going to get a lot more traffic, and you're not necessarily going to feel like you're in the mountains. But on top of that, you're also going to be paying more to live there. So if you want the Colorado lifestyle without the Denver price tag or the price tag of some of the mountain towns that people are drawn to, Colorado Springs is a great option. Now, number 3 is going to be stability in the economy that you don't find in other places due to a strong military presence. There are some other factors. We have a lot of tech companies building here, and really in general, just have a strong job market and lots of opportunities for people, which when you're moving to Colorado, it can be harder to find in other areas or more remote areas. So Colorado Springs is a great option, even when you're looking at equity in your house over time. You're going to see that houses are always in demand here because we have 4 different military bases that are constantly bringing people in and out, and a lot of those people are eligible for VA loans and are looking to buy and sell. All right, let's get on to number 4, and that is going to be that Colorado Springs is very family friendly, and we have a lot of top-rated school districts, including District 20, Cheyenne Mountain, and Lewis Palmer. If you are already moving to the city, be sure to send me a message, and I'd be happy to help guide you on kind of what areas of town those districts are in. We do even actually have programs that allow you to pretty easily live in a different district and send your kids into one of those. Also, a plus for families is that we have a ton of parks, museums, and kid-friendly activities. Some of my favorites are the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, which I actually just purchased the annual pass because we've been going so much that it has become worth it. And it is really a top-rated zoo in the nation, and a really unique location up in the mountains where you not only get to check out amazing animals, but you have gorgeous views of the city as well. There's also the Space Foundation Discovery Center and the Olympic Center. And we are still really just 45 minutes to an hour to a lot of places in Denver. So you have access to a lot of the great kid-friendly activities there as well. All right, as promised, we are going to get into the biggest cons or drawbacks for people when thinking about moving to Colorado Springs. Number one is going to be wild weather swings. So although we do have 4 seasons, spring and fall tend to be kind of a hodgepodge of the other seasons. So you might wake up in the morning to sunshine and then have a blizzard by the afternoon. So you really have to dress in layers and be okay with the unpredictability of that. The dry climate can also be a little bit tough on newcomers. Even when we moved from Arizona, which is already a dry climate, I saw some eczema flares in my kids, and we've really just had to lather up with lotion and keep really well hydrated within that transition period. And then there's also the adjustment to the elevation. If you're coming from a lower elevation, clearly there's going to be an adjustment period. You're going to get winded very easily, and it's just going to take your body some time to acclimate to that. Or if you have any health conditions that are a concern, that's definitely something that can be an issue and that you're going to want to talk to your doctor about before moving. All right, number 2 is going to be the increasing costs of housing here in Colorado Springs. So because there is such a high demand for living here and the city is growing so much, with that, the housing costs have also gone up quite a bit in recent years. If you already own a home, that's a great thing because your house is gaining value. But for those of you trying to move here and trying to make it work for your family, that's definitely going to be something that you need to consider beforehand. Rental prices have also been going up. So depending on your needs and your budget, definitely just get all the information and get those numbers before you decide to move. All right, number 3, and this is a very relative one, but there is some increasing traffic throughout the city that locals especially have noticed in recent years. There's constantly construction projects throughout the city trying to make improvements, but there is a lot of congestion at times. Especially along I-25 and during rush hours, you're going to notice a lot more congestion, just like you would in any city. Coming from Phoenix, I honestly didn't even notice it. I don't think it's that big of a setback. But if you are coming for kind of a small town vibe, that's not going to be the case if you're commuting across town during those times. Unlike bigger cities, Colorado Springs does not have a great public transportation system in place. There are some bus routes, but I've heard they're pretty spotty and not the best option if you're looking for predictability. If you're looking for walkability, there are some neighborhoods kind of near downtown that can still be pretty easy to get everything you need within a short distance, but you're just gonna have to be pretty choosy on where you decide to land within the city. Number 4, and this is probably the biggest one that I hear, especially locals to Colorado Springs, those who have been here for a while, talk about, and that is going to be the growth and overcrowding of the city. Especially out east, you're gonna see just a ton of new housing developments going in. And a lot of people think that it's making the city kind of lose its small town mountain charm. I think it depends a lot on what part of the city you do end up landing in, but it's just something to consider. And if you are really going for that kind of vibe, there are some other towns close by that would definitely be worth looking into as well. So in conclusion, is Colorado Springs a great place to live? In my opinion, yes, it is, but that is going to depend a lot on what your future goals are, what your finances look like, and just kind of the long-term picture and vision you have for yourself, your family, those that are moving with you. If you have specific questions or things that I didn't quite address, or if you have anything that you would add to either of my lists, please drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think or to answer any questions. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.